The story starts in a magical world. Mash is a strong young boy living in a hut with his father, Regro Bernadette. He is unable to use magic. His father has been training him physically to compensate for this lack of magic. When Bernadette leaves, Mash sneaks into the city to taste a limited edition cream puff from the bakery. He observes people effortlessly using magic for tasks that could be accomplished with simple manual effort. As Mash arrives at the bakery, he accidentally bends all the coins, surprising the baker. He corrects his mistake and returns the coins to their original form, leaving the baker in shock. As Mash collects his treats, a gust of wind unveils his unmarked face to the public, leaving everyone in shock. While Officer Brad is reading a newspaper article about the divine visionary title, he is told about a man without facial markings in the city. Mash wanders through the streets, receiving intense stares. He meets a tipsy officer named Terry and ends up splashing cream on his uniform. Mash accidentally tears Terry's uniform, but his father intervenes and takes him away. Officer Brad reaches the spot and summons a magical bird to follow them. On returning home, he is punished for disobeying his father's warning and is sent to train. As he trains, his father reflects on Mash's good nature and his desire to visit the city. Officer Brad arrives there and manhandles Regro, stating that there's no place for people who can't use magic. Thus, to protect his father and himself, he has to enroll at the Eastern Magic Academy, disguised with a fake mark, and facing a challenging entrance exam with a 3% pass rate. The examiner is a famous mage named Lucci. He uses magic to set up the exam venue, leaving the applicants in shock. However, Mash is not impressed and suggests that Lucci could have easily placed them in a room with everything ready. The exam begins, but the questions are difficult to read due to Lucci's magic. Mash commands the words to stop moving and crushes his pen, compelling the words to arrange themselves properly. He finishes the test swiftly, stunning Lucci with the neat arrangement. Mash excels in the exam, leaving everyone astonished. Lucci strategizes to eliminate Mash, who uses extraordinary abilities to pass the exam. A maze is created, challenging examinees to reach the goal within 30 minutes. A girl named Lemon suggests that they go together, but she falls into traps. Mash breaks free and rushes forward, driven by his own motivations. A creature attacks Lemon, and Mash saves her with a single punch. Mash explains that they must share a similar reason for being there, feeling sympathy for her. Lucci is confident that Mash is destined to fail, but suddenly, the ground shakes and loud noises echo. Mash rejoins the group, destroying the maze to create a path. Lucci accuses Mash of cheating and threatens to fail both Mash and Lemon. Mash crushes Lucci's wand, asserting that he has gone too far. The headmaster, Wahlberg, arrives and informs them of the final interview. Mash is the first to be interviewed, and he answers questions that don't sit well with the officials. Wahlberg uses his magic to summon a menacing creature that threatens a doll containing Mash's father. Mash tries to stop the creature, but his hand starts bleeding. Wahlberg recognizes Mash as someone capable of protecting the vulnerable and welcomes him to the academy. In their first class, the students learn the basic lock opening spell, but Mash accidentally destroys the lock with his hands, leading Finn to see him as a troublemaker. After class, they become roommates and start getting to know each other. Mash borrows Finn's broom for the next class but struggles to make the broom respond to him, earning mockery from a fellow student. The teacher announces a time trial and a race, with the loser bound to obey the winner until graduation. Mash wins the race, setting a new record. Cavil, a student known for his troublemaking behavior, intervenes, silencing Mash. Cavil, the son of a high-ranking member at the Bureau of Magic, warns Mash that he could get expelled if he messes with Cavil, as his family has close ties to the vice principal. He asks Mash to meet him after the class. Mash enjoys baking cream puffs, but Cavil waits for him at the field, growing increasingly upset when he doesn't show up. The next day, Cavil confronts him, questioning why he didn't meet up as agreed. Mash apologizes, explaining he was busy making cream puffs, which visibly irritates Cavil. Cavil asks Mash if he aspires to become the divine visionary, and if he does, he should follow his orders. Mash agrees, becoming Cavil's obedient follower. Mash prepares for his next class but notices his book is torn. He shares his book with Finn, who agrees to help him. It was Cavil who instructed Finn to tamper with Mash's books. He has also asked him to burn Mash's clothes, but when he refuses, he is assaulted. When Mash reaches there, Cavil puts up an act of apology and invites him to dinner with the vice principal, but he retaliates by hitting Cavil's head, rendering him unconscious. The vice principal, Farman, arrives and reveals that Cavil's father entrusted him with looking after his son. Farman characterizes the incident as a violent attack and plans to hold a school meeting. Mash delivers a powerful knee strike to Farman, countering his threats and digs a hole and puts him in there. The headmaster summons Mash on receiving a notice from the Bureau of Magic to expel him. But then he refuses to let good people be exploited and burns the notice. He is reminded of Cavill's status by the headmaster, who expresses frustration with the world's current elite status. The headmaster envisions a future where Mash becomes a divine visionary. Mash struggles to understand the path to achieving this goal, but Wahlberg simplifies it for him. The next day, Tom, the captain of the Dweller team, invites Mash to represent their dorm in a game similar to Harry Potter Quidditch. Initially, Mash declines, but Tom insists and drags him onto the team. During the match, the opposing team gains possession of the ball, and Mash remains on the ground. Tom explains the game's rules, which involve passing the ball through the enemy's ring to score points without using magic. As the team is trailing by 50 points, Mash's anger propels him to leap into the air, causing the opposing team to charge towards him. He uses his superhuman strength to throw the ball, sending the opposing team members flying and scoring a point. The crowd watches in astonishment. The Academy recognizes their score as a record and rewards them with silver coins. Finn praises Mash's performance, but he has no intention of playing the game again. Tom encourages Mash to practice for their upcoming game, but Mash is uninterested. Lance, the top scorer from the entrance exam, appears and reveals a magical tool that causes Mash's friends to vanish. Lance instructs Mash to meet him in the forest to rescue his friends, and they meet in the forest. Lance reveals that he is collecting coins and challenges Mash to a duel, each wagering 1 silver coin. Lance uses a spell to prepare the area for their duel, and Mash tries to attack Lance with his fists, but Lance uses a gravity spell to slam him to the ground. Mash counters by punching through the ground, summoning massive roots and splitting the earth beneath Lance. Lance is stunned by Mash's overwhelming power. Lance's necklace falls to the ground, and Mash picks it up, discovering a picture of Lance's sister. Lance admits to having a sister complex and threatens to drop the bottle containing Mash's friends off a cliff to gain an advantage in their duel. In a flashback, Lance's sister suffers from an incurable disease that will rob her of her magical powers, leading Lance to aspire to become a divine visionary to save her. Lance drops the bottle and accelerates its descent, but Mash disappears before Lance's eyes and recovers the bottle. Lance suspects Mash is using magic, but Mash is no longer interested in fighting. Lance concedes the duel and hands over his silver coin and frees Mash's friends before departing. It's revealed that the Academy has 3 dorms: Adler, Orca, and Lang. The dorms are categorized based on attributes, with Adler representing courage, Orca representing wisdom, and Lang representing ambition. Mash and Finn are struggling with a potions assignment, and Lance helps them by introducing them to a mandrake. Despite their attempts, Mash's mandrake grows and goes on a rampage. Lance demonstrates the process of preparing the mandrake, but Finn finds it challenging. Mash consistently produces cream puffs, surprising them. At the Lang dorm, the students believe that those in power should possess overwhelming strength, and their leader orders them to confiscate all coins from Adler students. A joint class in the forest between Lang and Adler dorms is held, and Barrett declares himself as the main character. Barrett becomes annoyed and expresses his desire to join the Bureau of Magic to eliminate attractive guys. However, the group ignores his rant, further infuriating him. The professor explains their next task: to eliminate forest scorpions and retrieve stones from their heads, with normal stones worth a bronze coin and stronger scorpions worth a silver coin. Mash is approached by Silva, who dismisses him as insignificant. Mash and Barrett enter a forest, where they witness a girl being attacked by Silva. The girl uses charm magic to make Mash fall in love, but her magic doesn't work on him. Barrett, feeling overwhelmed, confronts Silva to help her, leading to a massive explosion. Meanwhile, Finn and Lemon cling to Lance, while Silva taunts them and threatens Barrett to leave the girl alone. Barrett, realizing the difference in their magical powers, decides to save the girl. Silva taunts Barrett, ridiculing his weak magic, and proposes a deal: if Barrett can withstand 5 of his attacks, he will leave the girl alone and wager a silver coin according to the Academy's rules. Silva also adds Mash to his deal. Initially, Barrett protests, but Silva insists on his participation. After 9 attacks, Barrett stands up, but Silva continues to attack. Eventually, they realize that the girl is collaborating with Silva as she starts mocking Mash and Barrett. Meanwhile, Lance is concerned about Mash's well-being. He explains the difference between white and red magic users and believes that if Mash faces a red mage beyond their first year, they would surpass him in skill. Mash taunts Silva, claiming his magic is superior, but he counters with his tricep magic. Mash lands a powerful punch on Silva, sending him flying and causing him to bleed profusely. Silva realizes he can't win and can't endure more hits. Mash lands 8 more attacks on Silva, who is shocked by his relentless strikes. A scorpion with a star-shaped stone on its head appears. Mash defeats it with a single hit, leaving Silva astounded. Mash then slams the girl into the ground, leaving Barrett and his friends baffled. Mash reunites with his friends, and Finn praises him for defeating the scorpion. Barrett becomes infatuated with her, and Mash apologizes for involving him. Lance reveals that Langdorm students are hunting them for their coins, revealing why Silva was pursuing them. Lance warns them to be cautious of the Magiolupus, an elite group of Langdorm students known for their power. Despite the warning, Mash finds himself lost on his way back to the dorm and contemplates opening a door. Inside the room, Silva apologizes for his failure to the Langdorm leader, Abel, who transforms him into a doll. Abel declares himself the only one worthy of becoming the next divine visionary, but Mash interrupts their conversation, apologizing for breaking another door and commenting on Abel's strange behavior. With this, we conclude this video. However, what lies ahead in the world of Mash is nothing short of a captivating mystery. To unveil the next thrilling chapter, you'll have to stay tuned for our upcoming video. Make sure to support us by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. Also, don't forget to ring the notification bell. The answers you seek are just around the corner. See you in the next video.